Well, certainly that's the big question everybody wants to know. Not even if you're an Arsenal fan. I mean, anybody in football industry is waiting to see what happens with Arsene Wenger. When I was with him, he was superb, absolutely superb. I know it's moved on the times. And if they do keep him, I think it's very important they really look at their squad. I mean, the recruitment, you've got to buy a lot more quality players, really spend big money in the summer, and he's got to be allowed to do that. And the supporters have to know that the money's there available to do that. So it's a big decision they've got to make. And if the right man's out there to take the club forward, because I'm an Arsenal fan now and I want the club to go and start winning trophies again. I mean, the big trophies like the league and the Champions League, then, you know, I'm all for change. But it's very difficult to get the right man in. We've seen other clubs when they change managers, it's been tops and, you know, chopping and changes, and it doesn't always work out well for sides. But I'm sure Arsenal have got to make a big decision, and the players as well. Sanchez, Ozil, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Wilshere, all in their last year of their contract, which is going to be a little bit of a worry for Arsenal Football Club as well.
So keep him or let him go?
It's a tough one, it really is. I mean, again, you've got to weigh the situation up and see who's available. I'm sure you know, there was reports they're sending other managers out at the moment just in case he did go. But it's a really tough decision to make, and I'm a little bit 50-50. I really am. And I've always been there. You know, when I do the radio show back in England, I get pelters at, you know, what are they going to do with Arsene Wenger. I know there's a lot of people frustrated with how it's gone, and they've been poor, but also the players have got to look at themselves, and the players, when they cross that white line, are not doing enough for Arsenal Football Club or themselves.
OK, let me put this scenario to you. Diego Simeone is available and wants the Arsenal job.
Well, I think that it's a situation where I could take a gamble and maybe go for him. He might change it to a little bit more negative, but he's a winner. You know, he's won trophies before, and that's the sort of calibre of manager you want if you want Arsene Wenger to leave.
Yeah.
You know,
and Eddie Howe then?
I think Eddie needs to step up to the next level. I think Eddie's a super coach. He's done a brilliant job at Bournemouth. But I think there's another step for him before he maybe gets a job in the top four. And it is a step in, you know, it's one of them situations for managers. You've got to keep learning. I'm sure Eddie's still learning every day with players and situations with what he's come up against at Bournemouth. But I just think it's a little bit too soon for Eddie Howe to step up into a top four club at the moment.
Scotland, England, Hampden. You guys, you lost to Germany in a friendly, but there's a lot of positives to be taken from it. Is there a sense now under Gareth Southgate you can just come to Hampden and win, because we seem to be in disarray?
Well, it's a totally different game though, isn't it? It's like a derby. You know, form doesn't matter in these sort of games. You know, you've got to want it more than the other side. England, look, there was positives to take out of Germany. Free at the back, he probably might play now. I think it suits a lot of the players he's got. Gary Cahill and John Stones, if he steps into the back three. Obviously play their club level football there, especially the wing backs with Carl Walker and Danny Rose are better going forward if they're going to play. But again, Scotland, you never know. I mean, it was a disappointing result against Canada. Obviously a big weekend for Scotland in the qualifiers. They need to get a result this weekend, but it's such a hard game to call, and as I said before, form goes out the window. If England can play to their ability, they should win, but it doesn't always work out like that in these sort of games.